Om Swastiastu, hello doctors and friends. We are from Gede B8 and we would like to present our student project about bite mark analysis. In this presentation, we will discuss about bite mark analysis from the introduction, definition, history, classification, characteristics, mechanism of bite mark, methods of analysis, and collection of evidence in bite marks analysis. These are the members of our group. My name is Putu Krishna Arsawardani Putri with last 3-digit number 027 and I will explain the background of our student project. Bite marks are visible physical alteration on the skin or other surfaces of the body resulting from pressure exerted by dental structure or in combination with other oral structure of an animal or human. As a physical evidence, bite marks analysis relies on morphological characteristics and comparison between the dental features of the suspect and bite marks inflicted on the victim's skin. This process includes the analysis and measurement of size, shape, positions, and other unique variations of each individual teeth and bite marks. Bite marks have a long history of its use as a method of personal identification. Bite marks are unique to each individual, therefore, evidence obtained through bite marks analysis plays an essential role in many legal systems in the world. The distinct and unique characteristics of human dentition allows forensic odontologists to make strong judgment in cases involving personal identification and the analysis of bite marks.
My name is Gusti Agung Ayu, Adinda Fidelia Tresna Putri, with my last digit of student numbers are 232. So today I'm going to explain about 1.2 problem formulation. So the problem formulation for our student projects are: what is bite mark? What is the history of bite mark analysis? What are the classification of bite mark? What are the characteristics of bite mark? How is the mechanism of bite mark? What are the method of analysis of bite mark? And what are the collection of evidence in bite mark analysis? And now for 1.3, the objectives of our student project are to know the definition of bite mark, to know the history of bite mark analysis, to know the classification of bite mark, to know the characteristic of bite mark, to know the mechanism of bite mark, to know the method of analysis of bite mark, and to know the collection of evidence in bite mark analysis. And the last one, the benefits of our student project. From the theoretical benefits, the first one, obtain information and provide new understanding about bite mark analysis. The second one, to obtain references for future research. From the practical benefits, to enhance medical skills, including education to the patients through the theory acquired in the study. Well, I think that's all for me. Thank you.
My name is Yosephine Wirawan with the last digit of ID number is 094. The definition of bite marks. Bite marks are wounds or indentation caused by teeth or other parts of the mouth, on the skin, or other parts of the body. The bite marks patterns are unique and the appearance can be identified based on the type of injury, site, size, duration of incident, and shape through photographs. Bite marks are often associated with sex crimes, child abuse, and assaults. The perpetrators of this kind of crimes often bite their victims to express fury, domination, and animalized conduct. Thank you.
Thank you for the opportunity. My name is Rosevelani with the last 3 digits of student number being 168, and now I will be presenting about the history of bite mark analysis. Investigation into bite marks in the modern era started with people fever case in Los Angeles, California. There was proof in this homicide case that the victim's nose bridge had been bitten. When presenting their case, the prosecution cited evidence of suspected biters and bite marks. The evidence of the bite marks was accepted by the court and added to the prosecution file. This played a significant role in the suspect's murder conviction. The winning appeal established the standard for bite mark testimony and analysis to be utilized in all 50 states courts in United States. The most well-known criminal case in which a conviction was obtained by bite mark analysis is the Ted Bundy case. During his lethal attack, he beat, killed, and sexually assaulted a victim of the sorority house on the buttocks. Forensic expert might benefit from the imprint left by the bite mark. This bite mark was presented as evidence during Bundy's murder trial. And after being found guilty and given the death penalty, Bundy acknowledged that the bite mark evidence was crucial. Bite mark analysis was now commonplace, and from that point on through the 20s, it was often used as evidence. That's all from me. The presentation will be continued by my friend.
My name is Adjani Sayidina Pakpahan, student number 031, and I would like to explain the classification of bite marks. So there are a few ways we can classify the bite marks. The first one is with the camera and Sims classifications, which classify by ages that created the mark and substances and materials that have displayed the marks. The second is with McDonald's classification, which classify the marks by tooth pressure marks, tongue pressure marks, tooth scrape marks, and complex marks. For Webster classification, they are classifying by type 1, type 2, and type 3 of marks. And then clinical classification by Gustafsson in 1996 can classify the bite marks into sadistic or sexual bite, aggressive bite, most aggressive bite, affect the nipples, nose, and ears. And lastly, by degree of impression by Shakshikala K in 2003, we can classify the bite marks into hemorrhage, abrasion, contusion, laceration, incision, avulsion, and artifact. And that is all from my explanation. Thank you.
Okay, thank you for the time. My name is Nyoman Gede Sujana with the last three digits of the number 011. I'm going to explain about the characteristic of white mark. Next slide, please. Okay, thank you. So characteristic is a different pattern of a bite mark. As you can see on the right, there is a figure about illustrations of typical human dentitions. Okay, so the first one is class characteristic. According to ABFO, class characteristic is features that distinguish the marks from other pattern injuries or causes. Class characteristic can be divided into tooth class and bite mark characteristic. According to tooth class characteristic, anterior teeth, medial incisors, lateral incisors, and canines are the primary biting teeth. Each tooth has characteristic that differentiates one tooth from the others. On the other hand, bite mark characteristic is used to differentiate upper and lower jaw bites. The incisors leave a rectangular pattern where the medial incisors form a wider mark than lateral incisors on the upper jaw, and the medial and lateral incisors on the lower jaw form marks of the same width. Meanwhile, canines on the upper and lower jaws form the same pattern, namely oval or dots. Okay, so the next one is individual characteristic. Individual characteristic is specific features that represent individual varieties. There are two types of individual characteristic, such as arc characteristic and dental characteristic. The differentiations of each individual's arc could be seen as rotated teeth, changes in arc size and shape, diastema, displaced or drifted teeth, etc. Whereas the dental characteristic could be seen by rotated, damaged or fractured tooth, supernumerary tooth, crowding, attritions, spacing, and retained deciduous teeth. I think that's all from me. Next will be continued by my colleague. Thank you.
Om Swastiastu. My name is Bryan Tjandra with the last three digit 152 from SGDB8, and I'm going to explain about chapter 2.5 mechanism of bite mark. So, first of all, every bite mark has its own characteristic, including the shape of the teeth, the species that bites the patient, humans, dogs, monkeys, many more, and how they bite the patient. It is the challenge for every doctor to be very careful in examining these marks and identify it with suspects' oral teeth. It might be a human, it might be a monkey, it might be a dog, it might be a cat, and many more. In most cases, bite marks left by dogs are very, very noticeable in comparison to other teeth. For example, they have a big incisor that resembles a dog. However, it also plays a role in the development of bite marks, and biting marks hardly ever involve premolars. So it's usually the first and the second teeth from the front. That's all from me. Thank you.
Thank you, doctors and friends, for the opportunity given. Let me introduce myself. My name is Indra Felgising Marangkir with the last digit of my student ID is 098. I'd like to explain about the methods of analysis of bite mark. So specifically, indentation examination has been utilized as consolation in distinguishing lawbreakers and is viewed as one of the most grounded bits of proof coming about because of dental assessment set up in the legal executive. The method of contrasting indentations and suspects teeth morphology, including estimation and examination of shape, position at curve, and size of every individual's teeth. The moderate strategy of examining indentations on the consulted skin or tissue or articles contrasted with suspect indentation by projecting an impression ended up being the most straightforward technique on the matching system. Notwithstanding that correlation strategy has many elements of subjectivity and twisting that could dilute the recognizable proof. That's all from me, thank you, and the next slide will be presented by my colleague.
My name is Indyarwan with the last digit of my student number is 074. I will explain about the methods of analysis. The other technique for analyzing the bite marks is called overlays technique. Acquiring overlays of showing surfaces can be achieved through first tracing the surfaces onto a transparent acetate sheet. Second, using a glass or photocopier machine and duplicating on transparencies or specialized paper. Third, employing computer tools such as scanners, Adobe Photoshop, etc. Fourth, applying a radiographic technique involving metal fillings painted into test bite indentation created in materials like plaster or wax wafers. The last is inking the incisional edges of anterior teeth on stone models of the suspect's teeth and imprinting the inked edges on various materials.
Alright, next I'm going to talk about collection of evidence in bite mark analysis. But first let me introduce myself. My name is Joshua with my last read number 205. So some information is needed from dead and living victim for evidence in bite mark analysis such as the demographic records, location of the bite marks, shape of the bite marks, color and size of the bite marks, the type of injury such as pedicle hemorrhage, laceration or incision, and then photographing, which is the important part for comparison. Since skin is thought to be a poor medium for precise imprint because of curve and other abnormalities, it is easy to make mistake when comparing a person's teeth to a bite mark on a victim's body, which can result in false accusation against people for crime they did not commit. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Devi Prastiti with last three digit of student number 028, and I would like to tell about the summary. Bite marks are wounds or indentation caused by teeth or other parts of the mouth on the skin or other parts of the body. Bite marks have been used in the past to identify individuals. Texas was the first court of appeal to allow bite mark evidence in 1954. Bite marks can be classified from the agents that cause the mark, pressure marks, types of bite, and the degree of impression. The characteristic of bite mark is different in each individual. It could be seen as rotated teeth, changes in arc size and shape, diastema, displaced or drifted teeth, etc. The DNA investigation from spit left on the casualty's skin could be significant in some cases. The case of computer-assisted method has improved the accuracy of morphology analysis, leading to a better understanding of DNA evidence. And some other information is also needed from dead and living victims for evidence in bite marks analysis, such as demographic, records, location shape, color, and size of the bite marks. That's all from me. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Indyarwan Ananta Seno with last digit name 091. So, the advice for our student project. With the conclusion of the paper, there are several things that are suggested by the writers. More research should be done on the topic of bite marks analysis. As has been mentioned on the paper, evidence obtained through bite mark analysis plays an essential role in many legal systems in the world. Thus, understanding more about how to analyze bite marks can help doctors and other healthcare professionals to detect, and more knowledge can be gained about various bite marks that can be developed in the future. This research is also very valuable for us, the writers, in understanding more broadly in the lecture material. We are able to pass on conclusion through inquire about what comes about. critical and clinical data, and important sources of knowledge that we have done on our research this time. That is all from our student paper. Thank you.